Hi everyone, I'm Rick Beato. In today's Everything Music, we're going to talk about the altered dominant scale. It's also known as the Super Locrian mode or the Diminished Whole Tone scale. It happens to be one of my favorites, and we're going to use the key of C altered dominant for today's episode, which comes from the D flat melodic minor scale. It's the 7th mode of D flat melodic minor. The scale consists of the notes 1, flat 2, flat 3, flat 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, or it has all the altered tones of a dominant chord. Okay, it has the sharp 9, the flat 9, the sharp 5, and flat 7, and the third. So it has both the altered ninths and both the altered fifths. That's why it's called the altered dominant scale. Like I said, it's the 7th mode of D flat melodic minor. But the reason it's called diminished whole tone is it starts like a half whole diminished scale. That part is like a diminished scale. If we did it, that would be a diminished scale, a C half whole diminished scale, but it goes. Then it turns into a whole tone scale as part of the whole tone scale. So here's diminished whole tone. That's where it gets that name. Now, let's talk about the triads that are in the scale. We're going to talk about the triads and 7th chords. Okay, built on the first scale degree is C diminished triad and also C augmented. So these are things that are characteristic of the melodic minor scale, where you have some scale tones will have multiple triads built on them. On the 2nd scale degree, we have D flat minor, D flat sus4. On the 3rd scale degree, E flat minor, E flat sus4. On the 4th scale degree, we have E augmented. On the 5th scale degree, we have, and it's really the flat 5th scale degree, we have F sharp major and F sharp Lydian triad. On the 6th scale degree, or flat 6, we have A flat major, A flat sus4, and A flat augmented. So this one has 3. A flat major, A flat sus4, A flat augmented. And on the flat 7 scale degree, we have a B flat diminished chord. Those are the triads of C altered dominant. Now I'm going to play it with a little accompaniment here. C diminished, C augmented, D flat minor, D flat sus4, E flat minor, E flat sus4, E augmented, F sharp major, F sharp Lydian, A flat major, A flat sus4, A flat augmented, B flat diminished chord. Here's some voicings from C altered. Now, let's talk about the 7th chords from C altered. The 7th chords are built off the 1st scale degree. You have C minor 7 flat 5, and you also have C augmented 7. Of the 2nd scale degree, you have a D flat minor major 7 or D flat major 7 sus4. Of the 3rd scale degree, you have E flat minor 7 or E flat 7 sus4. Of the 3rd scale degree, you have E Lydian augmented or E major 7 sharp 5. Of the 4th scale degree or sharp 4th scale degree, you have F sharp dominant 7 or F sharp Lydian dominant. Off the 5th scale degree, we have A flat 7, A flat 7 sus4, A flat augmented 7. And off the flat 7 scale degree, we have B flat minor 7 flat 5 and B flat minor 11 flat 5. Okay, let's talk about how C altered's used. Now, obviously, you can use it as a standalone voicing. Okay, you can use it, a lot of jazz players will use it right? They'll use it as a 5-chord substitute. So let's say you're going G minor 7, then to C7 altered to F major 7. So I just played G minor 7, and then I go to C altered, I went to F Lydian there. So that would be a way to use a C altered in a jazz context. Now, you can also use C altered in chord voicings. You can play voicings like that. That would be C altered. You can play voicings like this. This would be F sharp Lydian major over C. Okay? You could play A flat major with a sus4, and I played it over. I can play beautiful sound there. I could play an F sharp 7 flat 5 as an upper structure on this. I could play beautiful D flat minor over the C augmented 7th chord. Beautiful sound. E flat minor over it. That's a great sound. E flat sus4. Beautiful, beautiful sound. Love this scale. This is one of my favorite scales that there is. Here's some other voicings that you can use. Here is a C altered etude that I wrote for this episode. Check it out. That's all for now. Please subscribe to my Everything Music YouTube channel. And if you're interested in the Beato book, which has a bunch of examples like this, you can write me at rickbeato1@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.